Hey there YouTube lovers, my name is BB8 and today we are going to be building The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Only because my building Splatoon 3 video did very well, I thought I'd do this for Breath of the Wild 2 as well, since Breath of the Wild 2 is a highly anticipated game in the Nintendo community right now. So let's get into it, shall we? So the plot of Breath of the Wild 2 would continue where the first game left off, where Divine Beast Viridian stopped working. So Link and Zelda go to Zora's domain and check it out. But Viridian has gone back purple and has malice growing on the inside. Then Link and Zelda both look to see that all the Divine Beasts have done the exact same thing. And then Link and Zelda go to Hyrule Castle to check out what's going on underneath. As seen in the E3 2019 trailer, Link and Zelda find a corpse and malice starts forming everywhere, and a hand pulls Link towards, and Link passes out for a bit of time. And the castle rises to a new height known as Hyrule Castle Spire, or Spire. Zelda evacuates with Link's body. Link wakes up with a weird thing on his arm. Then Pura and Robbie, who are old in Breath of the Wild in case you ask, study the situation and say that Link has a spirit arm after the events of what happened underground. And Pura says there is 14 dungeons to complete. Completing each one would make it possible to make your way up Hyrule Castle Spire, because making your way there straight away is certain death. Later in the game, you complete all 14 dungeons, even though a story will be told along completing them. And you have to make your way up to the same room you encountered Calamity Ganon in the first game. But the only difference is Hyrule Castle is elevated a lot, like I said. And Link and Zelda both have to make their way up. They make it to the room and see a big, strong man covered in malice. This man is revealed to be Ganondorf. Phase 1 of the fight, you fight Ganondorf. Phase 2, you fight Calamity Ganondorf. And in Phase 3, you fight Calamity Elemental Blight Ganon, a mixture of all the Blight Ganons and Calamity Ganon from the first game. Ganondorf is defeated, and Hyrule is finally free from Calamity. Or is it? A DLC cliffhanger. So the dungeons, I think after seeing something like this in the trailer, I feel like this could mean something. And to me, this does look like a dungeon, so I think this could be used in the game as like a dungeon area or something. Hyrule Castle Spire, like I just mentioned, releasing Calamity, caused Hyrule to rise and become perched on top of a spire due to an immense surge of dark power. The Spire is an uproot underground network created by the royal family to trap and seal Ganondorf. Preparations were made in case the hero and the champions were to fall. Zelda took refuge in the sealing chamber, knowing Ganondorf will pursue her Triforce. 4 dungeons were created down Ganondorf and as he made his way through the castle network, following the 4 Hylian elite. Once into Zelda's chamber, she was able to take advantage of a now battle-worn Ganondorf and seal him with a combination of her budding power and Twilight Zonai magic. Everything Ganondorf slain on his path now reanimated into Essence Calamity. You see there's mapping everything out. Each dungeon has a unique theme element to bring back traditional puzzles, small keys, compasses, and mini-bosses, kind of like in the original games. Key art areas such as the Lost Woods, Necluda, Tari Town, Zonai Ruins, and Hateno Village will be transformed and see an expansion in content and relevance. The player will return to familiar locations from Breath of the Wild, but will have new experiences and challenges with the transformed Hyrule. Remember when I said Ganondorf would be involved with the story? Well, this is what Ganondorf could look like, but just imagine this, covered in malice. I did mention a spirit arm in the plot, so I am going to go in depth with what the spirit arm can do. The bow arm, imbued with the power of an ancient hero, Link's arm can transform into his bow. This means no more collecting bows or arrows. The arrows cost the spirit meter. Spirit arrows weaken, but cannot finish enemies except pose. The bomb arm switches between timer mode and cannon mode, mid-range projectile, and uses limited by spirit meter, and replaces bomb arrows as well. The grappling arm, the classic hook shot, returns as the grappling arm. Like the hook shot, it can grab items and lighter enemies to pull them towards Link. Able to grip and quickly pull Link towards any climbable surface, range is limited and usage costs the spirit meter. So climbing is still necessary to get around, but can be lowered from a ledge to lift Zelda to higher ground. The propeller arm switches between whirlwind and helicopter form, creates a constant gust and when to push any objects away or weaker enemies. No more searching for Korok leaves. You could generate wind for a sail or turn a rowboat into a motorboat. The helicopter arm replaces the paraglider and upgradable into a new Rivali's Gale, which costs a spirit meter. With one arm free, Link can bring Zelda along when gliding down from high places inspired by Howl's Moving Castle. The Megaton arm, a slow short-range axe hammer which replaces all of Link's heavy weapons. Swing vertically like a hammer or horizontally like an axe. Used to cut down trees, break rocks, make shockwaves, or knock out enemies, but it is designed based on the Stone Smasher. And the Sealing Arm, based on the reveal trailer, this will be the hand's main ability and the game's signature mechanic. After an enemy has been weakened, the Sealing Arm can be used to hold them in place while Zelda purifies the malice infecting them. This will turn them back to their original selves. Much like wild mounts refusing to be tamed, infected enemies will try to escape Link's grasp. Link cannot seal away the malice on his own. As we see in Breath of the Wild, that is Zelda's awakened power. If Link is alone, he must instead use the Master Sword to finish his enemies. However, this kills them. And there is one question on my mind right now. Will Breath of the Wild 2 get an expansion pass like the first Breath of the Wild did? In my opinion, yes. I think it will get an expansion pass. Wave 1 being the Spirit Trials, including the Spirit Trials, which is similar to the Master Trials with the first game, but involves the Spirit Arm, not the Master Sword. New challenges and some new locations you can explore. And Wave 2 being the Champion's Descendants. In this, will give us a new original story where you find out who the new champions of Hyrule turn out to be. The new dungeons, and you get access to the divine beasts from the first game, and as well as the champions challenges. And now to end the video, will the game have a special edition console to go with it? In my opinion, yes. But since the Nintendo Switch Pro hasn't been revealed as of this recording, this is a mock-up for a Breath of the Wild 2 edition Switch console. With the design, it has all the Sheikah Ruin pattern on the dock, and the Joy-Cons, which are green and crimson purple to match the theme of the game. But one thing special about these Joy-Cons are they glow in the dark. But it includes the console, and it includes the game as well. So guys, what did you think of my video where I built Breath of the Wild 2? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn notifications on. Finally, don't forget to stay tuned for future videos as well, because if there are a couple of things that I missed, I might do a part 2. I will see you all in a future video. BB8 out.